I want to run through the process of bill validation with you. Now the key thing here is to keep it very, very simple. Now the process overall is a simple process, but it gets made very complicated regarding the types of billing and the different types of billing that we will be subjected to. Now, overall though, doesn't matter the type of billing or the type of utility that's been provided. This is the process that most organisations and suppliers are following. So once the energy's been consumed at this level, okay, whether that be gas, electricity or water, we then come down into what they call a validation period, and this is where the utility gets validated. How much energy has been used at that time compared to possibly the meter reading, okay? Now the meter reading could be either a manual read, it could be an automated read. So there's them two areas. Or it could be a read that's been submitted by the customer, in fact. So when we get down to this level, the unit values get validated, and then a bill would then be produced based on the contract that has been agreed. And then from there, this then gets presented to the customer. Now that could be possibly nowadays what we're seeing is that the bills are being presented on a monthly basis. From there, this is where the customer will receive that bill. And for me, this is where we then start to analyze it. So this here, we then need to put together some form of validation to see whether that bill is the correct bill to actually submit back to the supplier for payment. However, if once we've looked at that bill and we see there's an issue with that bill, whether it be it's an estimated bill, we can go back again and revalidate it. Whether the bill's been incorrectly calculated, or there's an issue with possibly the wrong address on that bill, or something that needs to be tidied, we would then come down to what we call a dispute area. So this dispute needs to be done formally with a contact back to the supplier, back up here, okay? Now, we must dispute the bills. We must actually put in action this process. Don't just not pay the bill. We must actually focus on doing that right, because if we don't, that causes all other problems regarding credit control. And we don't need to go down that route. We just need to actually create a very good relationship with the supplier and address the problems. Now, this dispute may take some time, but keep it documented, work with the supplier to get it right. Have regular phone calls with the supplier if it isn't being addressed quick enough. Once the supplier here has agreed the dispute, one way or the other, we then bring this back to validation. So we then revalidate that bill back to where we believe that should be. Then the bill is left for the customer to then pay the bill. So it's very simple. But the key things here is that we need to focus in this dispute area, because we must do this formally. We must work with the supplier to make sure that we're not doing nothing wrong in this area. I have seen many cases where this area has gone a bit untidy, and we've actually had legal issues, threatening of cutting the bills off, the energy off, but you know, we don't need that. Let's work with the suppliers. Let's build a relationship. You know, good suppliers nowadays are suppliers that provide good valued energy, clear billing and good relationships. You know, we are likely to go out to tender. We're able to go out to tender. So let's go out to tender to the correct suppliers, the suppliers we can have that relationship with, the suppliers that provide very good billing, and lastly, have a very good back office. You know, we need to have that relationship where we can work, because there'll always be a time when you need to review and dispute a bill. Okay, so there's my guidelines. If you'd like to put any comments in there down below, please do. Please subscribe. There's lots of more information that I can provide back to this industry. And this is just one subject that I'm focusing on currently. Thank you very much. And please, you and your family, stay safe in these times.